Back at the office today. I didn't get a chance to record before I left my house this morning, which means I have seen the questions already, but I haven't thought about them that much. I'm not even sure I remember them all. That's just in the interest of full disclosure. On a couple of them, I think I may have figured out the answer, so I'm gonna talk through those quicker. But yeah, I did see these this morning, so this isn't fully real time like some of my videos have been. Okay, yep, screen sharing here. Here we go into Matchday 15. All right, first, the equation that considers the electron in terms of waves of probability, and specifies how these waves are affected by external forces, the basis for wave mechanics, is named after what Austrian physicist and Nobel laureate who developed the equation in 1925? If you want to know a wave equation, that's the Schrödinger wave equation. There are about two things Schrödinger's known for. One is the thought experiment, the thought experiment slash, I don't know, reductio ad absurdum involving a cat. That's the most famous one. And the Schrödinger wave equation. That's, yeah, I'm like, I don't really know physics, but this is just one of these things that, kind of comes up over and over again in trivia. Definitely Schrödinger wave equation. Okay, when it was admitted to the Union in 1907, what U.S. state's capital city was Guthrie before relocating 32 miles south to its present location in 1910? Note, name the state. Oh, that's cute. Well, if you name the city, you name the state. Weirdly, it's I'm pretty sure this is Oklahoma, because Oklahoma was carved out of Texas territory, I think, somewhat later, and I'm pretty sure Guthrie's in Oklahoma, so that note, name the state, is kind of a funny, almost like a red herring in a way. But yeah, that's the right answer. I mean, obviously Oklahoma and Oklahoma City are distinct answers, but it's still funny. Okay. Question 3. Pictured here is a screenshot from what 2015 movie megaflop? It's Gem and the Holograms, right? I assume that's Gem in the front with her eye makeup pink thingy, and they got a keytar, and that movie definitely sucked. Yeah, that's Gem. I didn't actually look at this before, but yeah, it's the now comes the part where I know that the show in the 80s was called Gem and the Holograms, and if I said Gem, the answer would be counted correct, pretty much. I think it's so common to refer to it that way. It's almost like saying Power Rangers instead of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The question is, was the movie just called Gem, or was it called Gem and the Holograms, and would Thorsten be generous, since it is a title of a film that came out this year? Also, they're not even holograms now. There were holograms involved in the show, I think. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Gem, because I'm not even 100% sure that the film was titled Gem and the Holograms. I know I saw a preview, but I don't remember thinking that. My guess is that if there was a title, it was like Gem and the Holograms. So that would probably be worth taking. Okay. Question 4. I'm just going to try that. Question 4. 1914's Keep the Home Fires Burning, popular in the UK during World War I, is the most famous song from what Welsh composer and actor? I have no idea. His legacy also endures through his namesake awards for composing and songwriting, presented annually by the British Academy of Songwriters, Composers, and Authors. This definitely feels like something that if I was brushing up for World Quizzing Championships, which loves to ask European type content of this nature, I should know. I haven't a single clue, which means that we're going to guess a Welsh last name. I think the most common last name in Wales is Davies, or it's certainly a very common one. I think it's pronounced Davis, but we say Davies. I can imagine there being a Davies Award. I've certainly never heard of a Davies Award that's not that. I have literally no idea. So that's what we're going to go with. Lloyd, is another kind of famous Welsh last name. I don't know. I think I have basically no hope of getting that right. Question 5. A certain style of three-quarter length portrait painting, instanced in the work pictured here, is known by what name, based on an early 18th century English organization of aristocratic wigs? I want, like, Bobby's World, like, to imagine it as just a bunch of wigs, like physical wigs sitting around, you know, being aristocratic. Anyway, members' portraits in this style, painted by fellow member Sir Godfrey Kneller, were hung in the group's meeting place and are now in the collection of London's National Portrait Gallery. I don't really need to click on this. Yeah, so he's Thorsten coming after us with the hard art this season, isn't he? Wow. Okay, this is the Kit Kat, I don't know, Kit Kat Club. Kit Kat portraits, yeah. This is something I know purely because of trivia exposure. I've heard of Kit Kat portraits before. I've heard of the Kit Kat Club before as this kind of English organization of upper class, like Tories, I guess. Wigs? No, wigs. Wigs aren't Tories. Wigs. And that's really the only reason I know this. Yeah, there's such a thing. It's that three-quarter length Kit Kat portrait. There you go. Yep. There's nothing really to describe here. I think that's going to get missed a ton. I really have to debate, like, so I think that second one. I think that number 4 about the songwriting award's hard too. I would have to see what my opponent's like art knowledge is, and maybe even, like, I don't know. I could deep dive on some of their British stuff by using their question history. Anyway, question 6. Howard Cosell. Hey, we had Don Meredith yesterday. This is the kind of thing that makes me wonder whether there's a season-long theme that I'm missing, like where he refers back a year or refers back a day every question or something like that. But anyway, Howard Cosell's famous exclamation, "Down goes Frazier, down goes Frazier, down goes Frazier," occurred less than 2 minutes into a fight that took place in January 1973 in Kingston, Jamaica, and was billed as the Sunshine Showdown. Who was Joe Frazier's opponent in that fight? All right, well, there's 2 real famous fights in the, I don't know, 60s or 70s in this era involving this person. It's George Foreman. He was also the Ali opponent in the Rumble in the Jungle, which is the climax of the film Ali. Yeah, George Foreman knocked out Joe Frazier real fast. Very surprising. So a lot of people are going to say Muhammad Ali because of his, like, 90s exposure. I think a lot of people don't now associate George Foreman with the 70s as a fighter. That said, I think there are maybe 2 things that are going to be harder for people on average. I think Schrodinger is going to be harder for people on average. I certainly think that Davies and Kit Kat are going to be harder for people on average. So, you know, defending against a generic Rundle, I'm going to put the 1 on Foreman. I'm going to put the 0 on Jem. I'm going to put the 1 on Guthrie, I think. And I'm going to put, this is tricky. One of these I know and one of them I don't. The temptation is to put the 3 on the 1 I don't. And maybe that's just the right thing to do, but I don't think Kit Kat portrait's very easy. And then again, I don't think 4 is easy either. Maybe 3, maybe Kit Kat is easier than I think. So I'm going to put a 2 on it, and I am going to submit, and we're going to see how I did. I really hope that I'm not crazy about Foreman. I really hope that I'm not crazy about Oklahoma. But at any rate, let's submit and see. Okay, we have Erwin Schrödinger. We have Oklahoma. Gem and the Holograms, fingers crossed. Ivor Novello. I guess these are the Ivor Awards, maybe? I guess maybe I've heard of him. Kit Kat portrait and George Foreman. I'm now maybe slightly regretting. I guess I've heard of the Ivor Novello Awards. I had literally no idea, though. It's a pretty tough day. So I'd be fingers crossing that he's going to accept Gem and the Holograms. My guess is he probably will. And that's it for today. All right, everybody. Hope that was enjoyable for you. That is a 5. I think a fortunate 5 given how little chance I had on Ivor Novello. Have a good one.